Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Roger E. Carlson Fieldhouse for CTN's live coverage of girls high school volleyball. Tonight in Northwest Suburban Conference matchup as the Coon Rapids Cardinals host the Irondale Knights. Joey on Howie Shapiro sidelines for tonight's action, and Howie, two teams still looking for their first league victory of the year.
Yeah, you know, it's an important game, I think, for both match for both teams. They know they're not having the season that they want, but it's important to get that first win in the conference. Obviously, one of these two teams will get it here tonight.
The Knights have played in one more tournament, have won 2 of their 3 in tournament play. Coon Rapids' only win coming in tournament play. Their only 5-set victory, or best of 5-set victory for Irondale came in the first game of the year as we look at head coach Scott Arcand of the Coon Rapids Cardinals.
Yeah, when we talked to Coach Arcand, he talked about the youth of this team, and we mentioned it on Sports Night last night. This is a very young team, a team who is developing and trying to get better each and every match.
So look at how both teams will start out tonight for the visiting Knights. Michelle O'Rourke and Leah Damaro are the hitters on the outside. Grace Mruz is in the middle. Shannon O'Rourke, Sydney Carr, and Allison Osaski round out the order. For Coon Rapids, Anna Gonzala and Jessica Hegg, the hitters. Carly Britton, Ellie Hinsey, Tia Yost, and Maddie Schweitzer will get the starting floor.
Yeah, it's a nice atmosphere. It's parents' night here at Coon Rapids. There's head coach, that is Tom Rodewald, not Kelly Lund. Coach Woderwald also is the head coach of the girls' varsity hockey squad as well.
And of course, this is the first year of the Knights' entrance into the Northwest Suburban. A lot of these programs have been section rivals in the past, but it has been many a year since Irondale and Coon Rapids could say they were conference rivals.
Yeah, absolutely.
Back to the Twin Cities Suburban days when we first started here at CTN.
Yeah, definitely back in the day. Coach Arcand, we talked about that. You know, this is an opportunity to get that first win in the conference, and I think both teams look at it the same way. They know they're not playing as well as they'd like, but coming on here, Irondale on the road feels that they can give Coon Rapids a tough fight. Their JV team beat the Cardinals
in 5.
And Coon Rapids, on the other hand, they know coming in, this is a great opportunity on Parents' Night at home to get a win, and the first win of the conference.
Allison Yang, the libero, will check in before we get to first serve. That'll send Tia Yost or Ellie Hinsey rather, to the bench. Knights will start with the service. Shannon O'Rourke just awaiting the final hand signal and whistle. We are all set to start. Music's down, whistle is blown, and here comes the serve from O'Rourke. Diving save, but not enough. Boyum went to the floor, but Britton couldn't control the pass, and it's a service ace for Shannon O'Rourke.
Yeah, and a nice service.
Get the first point.
Nice service to start this match.
Yang picks it up near the back line. The set goes to Hegg, left side. She attacks, picked up, but out of play. Off of the pass of Madison Lundberg.
Just a nice skill from Jessica Hegg as she's able to get her first point, the team's first point. Now we'll see which squad can go on the most amount of runs, who can take advantage of opportunities.
Maria Hennett steps in. The Knights let it fall. It's right on the line, and she has an ace. Hennett's pass picked up. Attack in the middle, not a lot on it. Picked up by Yost. Here's Hagg attacking on the left side. She's going to get another kill. And the Cardinals take a 2-1 lead.
Some nice early net play by the Cardinals.
Saved near the back line by Panabon. Passed over by Osaski. Sets a little behind Britton. She plays it over, picked up by O'Rourke. Attack in the middle by Lundberg, and she mishit.
And that'll give the Cardinals a 4-1 lead to start here in the set number 1.
And we talk about it all the time, especially since the change to rally scoring.
Yep.
It's a game of streaks and a good attack on the left side for Michelle O'Rourke. Gets the service back for Irondale.
A good job getting some speed on this kill. She puts it to that far front line. Cardinals not able to dig it out. Makes it 4-2 now in favor of Coon Rapids. Danica Brannon with the serve for the Knights.
Picked up by Boyum. Hag attacking, too long. And the deficit is down to 1.
Well, good thought by Jessica Haggis. She's going for that back line, far, trying to hit that white stripe. Just a bit too much.
And Brandon's second service is into the net. Ball back to Coon Rapids with a 5-3 lead. Callie Lawrence checking in for Coon Rapids as Britton goes to the service line. Attack by Damerow, and the Cardinals able to pass it around and get it back over. Quick attack, diving save by Britton. Hag will get another kill.
Well, that'll start with that save by Britton. She's able to keep that ball alive, and Jessica Hayes going to make Irondale pay with the kill.
Picked up by Brannon. Too much on the attack by O'Rourke.
Again, good thought on the attempt, trying to go for that far back corner, but too much mustard on it.
With a 4-point lead, Irondale only able to pass it over. Yang there to pick it up, and a little miscommunication, and Cardinals are going to lose that point. 4-7.
Wasn't sure who was going to go for that point.
Sydney Carr checks in. Michelle O'Rourke takes over at the service line. Boyum there to dig it out. Hag on the attack. Picked up by Michelle O'Rourke, but out of play. Hag will get kill number 4 here in the first set.
Jessica's on her game here early on for Coon Rapids, just doing a nice job at the net, timing her kills very well, and a lot of velocity on them.
Hag serving for the Cardinals. Good turn, but a little mistimed on the jump by Leah Damerow, and it falls. Coon Rapids point, a 9-5 lead, or a 9-4 lead.
Well, Damerow realized that she misplayed that one.
Hag skips the tape and scores an ace.
Cardinals out to an early 10-4 lead here in set number 1. And again, a nice serve, just nipping the top of the tape.
Another nice serve by Hag, and it will not come back across the net. And that was something that we saw Hag very, very good everywhere else.
Yes.
But at the service line struggled last week against Maple Grove when we had the opportunity to do the meet. And starting out her first service with authority, that will be the second ace. Another that was misplayed, and a good roll for the Cardinals. Forces the timeout for Irondale.
Yeah, nice lead, 12-4, and Coach Rodefeld realized this was a time to call a break and play. Talk about what he needs his team to see his team here before they're falling behind too far. We're now down by 8.
And Jessica Hag able to get 4 straight from the service line, a couple that were never returned to the Cardinal side. We're on Facebook.
Are we?
We are indeed. You gotta like that.
You know what you gotta like? You gotta like our page. Make sure you check us out. We're all over the social media.
Well, I posted that we were live on YouTube to Facebook and
Yes.
said comment for a shout out, and the only people that are commenting well, or others on the CTN staff, Josh Udvig, Kelly Laszlo, and Matt Wasserman.
Dan Wasserman.
Dan Wasserman.
Yep.
No, Matt Westerman is here.
Yes,
Dan
he's
Wasserman was who.
And he always wants a shout out, Matt Westerman.
Well, he just got one. Weak pass coming back across. Gonzala picks it up. Attack from the near side, but just over the fingertips of Callie Lawrence. And an effective timeout as the Knights able to get the first point out of the break.
Yeah, she misplayed that particular point. But now Irondale needs a little bit of run of their own. You can see she just misplayed that a bit.
Lauren Perrell serving, picked up by Yang, a little too far, forced back to the floor by Carr.
And that's an easy play for Carr. She's able to tap that one back over the net for the point. Relatively easy point.
Gonzala had a stretch for that one. This one poked over, diving save, but to no avail. Cardinals win the service back.
Not a lot of damage there, and the Cardinals get the serve back up 13-6 here in set one.
Damero will score through the block on the right side.
That'll make it 13-7 now in favor of Coon Rapids.
And Damero will head to the service line.
When Murr's back in the lineup for the Knights. Get that some height up front.
Set goes back to Gonzala. And able to save it are the Knights with Damero playing it over. This time they set up in the middle. That doesn't pan out. Good save and passed over by Gonzala. Missed attack for Carr, and it'll be Coon Rapids' point.
Yeah, just a miss hit by Sydney Carr to give Coon Rapids the point. They'll take a 14-7 lead. Tia Yost will be serving for Coon Rapids.
Picked up by O'Rourke. Played over by Carr. This set going to Gonzala on the left side again, and she comes through this time. Lead back to 8. It's as large as it has been in this first set.
And that was a nice point by Coon Rapids. Good job setting it up in the kill by Gonzala.
Attack picked up by Yang near the back line. Hag attacking from midcourt. Murs was there, but could not keep it on the Cardinal side. That one just wide down the sideline.
Now an opportunity for Irondale with the serve, try and get back into this first set, trailing by 8.
Yang there to pick it up. Yost plays it over. Gonzala. Her attack misplayed by O'Rourke. And the Cardinals get that ball right back.
That time, Michelle O'Rourke got that ball just really off the tips of her fingers and didn't get what she wanted on it. You can see it here.
Passed over by Perrell. Hag attacking left side. Panavang is there. Passed over by Michelle O'Rourke. Attack in the middle for Hinsey, and she gets the kill. Sorry, Missy Schmitz.
Madison Lundberg back in for the Knights.
A 10-point lead for Coon Rapids here in this first set. And another ace. That's number 4 for the Cardinals here in set number 1.
Joe, so far the Cardinals really been in control of set number 1.
Another great serve from Gonzalez. Took a little something off it.
Well, she
A
kept
little bit of English. She
Yep.
dropped it in between the two lines.
Yeah, again, keeping that low, making it really difficult for the Knights to dig that one out.
This one finally passed over at the last second. Attack for Haig, and she gets the kill.
Again, the set to Jessica Haig, perfect set for her to start her kill attempt.
5 straight points at the service line for Gonzalez. Ooh.
That was close to that back line, but
Yeah,
a little
Lundberg
bit too
took a
long.
swing at it, missed, and apparently just a little bit long.
We'll see it here again, a nice attempt to try and hit that back line, just a little bit over it.
Haig had to go to a knee, and Yost stepped on the line. Nice attempt at the save. But the Knights have reached double digits. Served by O'Rourke, another good one. Haig sets up and scores.
Yeah, not much that the Knights can do about that one. A perfect set to Haig, and she pounds it to that far corner.
7 kills in the first set for Jessica Haig. Marla Hennon. O'Rourke is stuffed by Haig.
Good timing on her elevation. Did a great job of putting that ball back over the net. Cardinals are 2 points away from this first set victory.
The serve out of bounds will give the Knights hope to try and break off a run here as they bring Danica Brannon in to go to the service line.
Had some miscommunication by the Cardinals there, and who is going to go after that ball. Gives the Knights their 12th points here in set 1.
Haig will be there to receive the pass back. That one's tipped, and it's a kill. Setting up set point.
Carly brings closer. Set point Cardinals. Carly Lawrence in the match.
O'Rourke has to pass this one over. Here's the set. Punched over by Hinsey and found that back line. And that is a set victory for Coon Rapids at 25-12.
Yeah, nice first set win for the Cardinals. Really much controlled that match from start to finish, and nice way for them to start here on Parents' Night, get that first set under their belt.
We will take a break. We'll be back with first set stats and highlights, and set number 2 next on CTN.
My nerves stand on end. My palms sweat, and everything's a blur. The rush is so intense. All I want to do is get even higher.
Andrea Moretti is under the influence of her local teen center volunteer. Each month, she helps Andrea stay on top of the world and off drugs. Be a coach, a mentor, a volunteer, because you have something to offer.
Why do I call it a funny bone?
Why can't penguins fly? Like a sea safety.
Can we go to the moon on vacation?
If you think it's tough answering these questions, imagine the ones you'll get if your child is diagnosed with cancer. CureSearch.org can help. It's run by doctors and scientists whose research has led to an overall cure rate of 78%. You're not as alone as you feel.
dogs. Definitely like hot dogs. Motorcycle club. Everything must go. Ghostly ghouls. Don't look at that, Teddy. Body piercing. Ouch.
Everyday moments can become
got that
teaching
right,
moments
buddy.
because learning starts long before school does. Give your child the start they need at bornlearning.org.
Sooner or later, you realize you're ready. Ready to believe that you can achieve anything. That it might not always be easy or quick. But the things worth doing rarely are. You know what you want. Get there with education, training, and experience. Aim high, Air Force.
Back in the Roger E. Carlson Fieldhouse, Coon Rapids got out in front early and stayed there throughout the first set. A couple of really nice long streaks in service. They had 5 aces as a team. And they cruised to the 13-point victory, 25-12, ending appropriately enough with an ace.
Yeah, again, just a nice job. You have to be impressed with the way they came out and took charge in that first set. They want to play with the same intensity here in the second set as they did the first. Take a look at the numbers. 12 kills for Coon Rapids with 5 aces mixed in for that 25-12 first set win.
As they did in set 1, Irondale able to score the first point on a Cardinal carry. Haig attacks. And the Knights able to save with O'Rourke pushing it over. Haig attacking again. And this time they will not be able to recover. 8 of those 12 Coon Rapids kills came from number 5.
Haig strong on here on this far side, or the close side to us. And again, just does a nice job elevating and getting that velocity on that kill.
Hennon checks in and back at the service line. Skipped off the tape and out of bounds. Ball back to Irondale.
That'll make it 2-1 in favor of Coon Rapids.
Substitutions on both sides. As Leah Damerow and Danica Brannon check onto the floor for Irondale.
Yeah, Damerow.
And Missy Schmitz on the other side for Coon Rapids. Checks in and then immediately tags out with Allison Yang, the libero. And a big service ace for Brandon.
Well, just as important for Coon Rapids to play and keep the same intensity they played in the first set. It's important for Irondale to come back and win this second set. They do not want to fall behind 2-zip.
Haig passes it over. Knights move it back to the other side. Bailey Flynn with the last touch. Tack in the middle is not quite high enough for Ellie Hintze. Boyum saves. Hintze punches it over, picked up by Panavan. Pushed over, a nice save again on the floor. This time it was Tia Yost. Knights picking up a little bit of momentum. They keep this one alive after nearly hitting the floor. Haig coming back, pushes it over, picked up by O'Rourke. Poked over in the middle by Damerow. Haig on attack again from the left side. It's wide, and it's a 5-1 lead for the Irondale Knights.
And that was a nice point. It's almost a shame somebody had to lose that one. They kept that going for a little while. But the Knights so far controlling set number 2.
Brandon serve, picked up by Boyum. Yost leaves it there. Britton attacking. Brandon picks it up. Shannon O'Rourke's attack, picked up by the Cardinals. Haig punches that one over. And the Knights stepped over the line.
And the Cardinals needed that a little bit break, get that service back, just trailing 5-2 here early in set number 2.
Kelly Lawrence back in.
Kelly Lawrence back in for Coon Rapids.
Quick set is tipped over, picked up by Wellner. Attacked by Hinsey. Brandon is there. And the Knights
over the line.
Step the line again. Yang a final slot, but that's too many touches. That's Bailey Flynn on the kill.
It was a good try, but again, just one too many touches. But the Cardinals just want to stay close here in set number 2 and see if they can make a move.
Wellner has it stuffed back on that right side. Point goes to the Knights.
It just tries to tip that over, but the wall is there for the Knights.
Hinsey will get the kill and get Coon Rapids another chance to serve. Anna Gonzalez checking back on the floor for the home squad.
See, a nice job by Hinsey here to get the point. She's going to get it up and over that front line of Irondale.
Farrell's attack picked up by Britton. Gonzalo will push it back over for Coon Rapids. A little trickery at the net by Leah Damero. Gets the point back. Farrell. Picked up by Yang. Gonzalo will pass it over. Brandon is there. Set in the middle for Damero. Egg saved it, but the Cardinals can't get it back to the other side of the net. 5-point lead, largest of the set, largest of the evening. A weak pass back and pushed right back by Sydney Carr into the face of Carly Britton.
We've seen that a couple of times tonight where this comes back with an opportunity for Irondale just to put an easy point on the board.
Carr's attack picked up by Yang. Passed over by the Cardinals. Left-handed attack. Cardinals able to keep it up. Yang passes it over. Just a bit long for Shannon O'Rourke.
Oh, nice job by Yang getting that point over, giving the Cardinals that opportunity, and then that kill over that white line to make it 10-5. Cardinals looking to go on a run here.
Brandon a long pass, and the Cardinals an opportunity, and they got a little too eager. And they turned the ball back over. Got to be able to take advantage when the team receives serve with a weak pass back to your net.
Well, and that was a great opportunity for the Cardinals to get that point. That's one they'd like to have back.
Cardinals go a little far with the set. Pass right back over by Schmitz. Attacking and getting the kill is Carr. The 12-5 Irondale lead.
Well, so far it's been an opposite halves for either team. Cardinals jumping out to that big lead in set 1, and Irondale doing that here in set 2.
Gonzalo passes it over. Mers will pass it back. Attack in the middle for Schmitz is good.
That's a point they needed. Obviously, stop this little bit of a run for Irondale. Cut the lead to 12-6, get the serve back.
Tia Yost checks in and takes over at the service line for Coon Rapids. Her team trailing by 6 here in the second set. Coon Rapids with the 1-0 lead. Good net play up front by Gonzala and Schmitz, but
Sometimes you get a little lucky.
Carr serves, and she'll get the ace. And that's a timeout, Coon Rapids.
Yeah, and a good one for the Cardinals. Certainly whatever Coach Rodefeld talked to his squad between set 1 and set 2, it has definitely worked. They have turned their game around, up 14-6. Cardinals were looking to see if they could get a set 2 win and make an early night, but right now Irondale says that's not going to happen. Head coach Tom Rodefeld. He's been on these airwaves many times as the head coach of the girls Irondale hockey squad. If you remember, they had a good player by the name, I believe it was Sam Donovan, that I believe she went to play for the Gophers. I think. I could be wrong. She was a good player.
It's a pretty good program over there.
Yeah.
Sydney Carr waiting to continue her serve. Yang picks it up, the set in the middle. Schmitz is just wide. The lead grows until now. The long serve gives the point back to the Cardinals. Still trailing by 8.
Carlos just need to stop the bleeding a little bit here in set 2 by holding serve.
Panavang kind of punched at it, punched back over by Peril. Haig attacking left side. Good effort, and they are able to play it back over. Yost can't keep from going under the net. And a nice scramble pays off for the Knights.
Yeah, again, just it seems like some of the things that were going wrong for Irondale in that set 1 has been going their way here in set 2. Just some of the mistakes that they were making, they're not letting that happen here.
Rourke's serve picked up near the back line by Yang. Haig attacking left side, got too much on top of it, and it's a 10-point lead for Irondale. Boyam picks it up. Yost into the middle. Schmitz attacks. Panavang is there. Attack near side by Flynn, and she didn't get the angle she wanted. Point Coon Rapids.
Point. We're heading into the Cardinals. She will serve.
Points few and far between here for Coon Rapids in set number 2.
Maria Hennon serving again for Coon Rapids. Long pass back by O'Rourke. Cardinals, a little miscommunication, but Yost plays it over. Set into the middle for Stephanie O'Rourke. Her attack picked up. Haig pushes it over. Nice diving save for Shannon O'Rourke. Pushed over. Haig attacking left side, partially blocked. And that'll be Coon Rapids' point. Another kill. Number 10 for Jessica Haig.
She's had a nice night so far for Coon Rapids. Is dominant at the net.
Haig attacking again. This time they get the block, but not inbounds.
With the kill off the block. Point.
That cuts the lead to 17-10. Getting that ball just falling on the other side of the white line.
Michelle O'Rourke bounces it off the top of the net. Set for Haig. Picked up by Michelle O'Rourke, but it'll be another kill. And now a timeout for Irondale.
Yeah, they had a nice lead, now trimmed down to 6. Coon Rapids doing a good job of trying to climb back into this thing here at set number 2. And Coach Rodefeld realized that he needed a little break to kind of regroup his team. Again, Jessica Haig doing a great job up front.
Hasn't had quite as many good opportunities here in this second set. But Howie, we're live around the world on YouTube, youtube.com/CTN Studios. Other shout-outs go to Josh Udvig, who I failed to mention in our first shout-out round with
How
Facebook.
could you forget Josh Udvig,
Brandon
the one,
Rickard.
the only.
Brandon Rickard chimed in, and Zach Nienaber. Coach Nienaber.
Yes.
Coon Rapids won the first set 25-12. Trailing here in the second 17-11, but they have served. A Knights timeout. Can it break their momentum?
We do have a new viewer from Los Angeles, California, so that's reaching out to the West Coast.
Michelle O'Rourke near the back line. Flynn's attack picked up by Boyum. Haig attacking, picked up by Panavon. Short set for Flynn, punches it over. Boyum is there. Set for Britton, didn't get all of it. Nice save by Flynn. Pushed over by Shannon O'Rourke. Long set, Haig didn't quite time her jump right.
Yeah, she misplayed that one. I'm sure she'd like to have that back.
So that'll send the service back to Irondale. Danica Brannon will take over with a 7-point lead. Picked up Boyum. Yost. And again, Haig doesn't quite get the angle she wants.
Miss-hit on that one. Again, it puts the Knights up by a 19-11 scores. They're approaching that 20-point mark. Carey.
Well, and just a couple of sloppy points by Coon Rapids. That's been the problem here in the second set. Just the passing, everything. Defense and passing has not been nearly as strong as it was in the first. And that has led to less opportunities to have a really strong attack. Set in the middle, pushed over by Hinsey. Set in the middle, blocked by Haig, pushed back over. Picked up nicely by Tran. Haig attacks, Panavong is there. O'Rourke long set, little miscommunication, but they push it over. Haig attacking and too long. 21-11, the lead back to 10 points for the Knights.
Again, Haig trying to find that back line, too strong.
Brannon too strong on the serve.
Yep. And smartly watches that one go out of bounds for the point.
And with Britton coming to the service line, Coon Rapids really needs a rally. Attack coming from Damaro, but into the net.
Point! Larger drink for the Cardinals.
Wellner checks in, Callie Lawrence checks in for Coon Rapids. Panavong picks it up. Attacked by O'Rourke. Nice one-handed save by Boyum. Haig's attack is blocked. Another nice dig by Boyum. Punched over. And that'll be a kill for Callie Lawrence.
Again, just try to keep this rally going here is Gonzalez going to check back in for Coon Rapids. Jessica Hick conferring about something with our official.
Little miscommunication as to who was going to receive that one. Britton gets the ace.
You know, the Knights with that comfortable lead, things are trying to tighten up here a little bit. Cardinals, unfortunately, not getting that service.
As soon as we start commenting about the flow of the game,
yeah, exactly. Something happens.
It's happened both sides. 22-15 lead as Michelle O'Rourke serves, picked up by Haig, a little weak, and a mistimed jump on the other side, and the Cardinals steal a point back.
7 points.
Punched over, Gonzalez can't save it. That'll be a kill for Leah Damero.
Yeah, again, a weak one at that, but just put it to the part of the floor, made it difficult for Coon Rapids to dig it off. And Coach Arcand going to call a timeout. As you see, that just fell between a couple of Cardinals, and they couldn't get a good play on the ball.
Irondale just 2 points away from evening this contest at one set apiece.
Well, we talked about Facebook. We're on Facebook. We're also on Twitter, Joe. Get a chance to follow us. You'll get all the information that's going on, not just about the sports, but all about the news in the community at CTN at Twitter. Make sure you follow us. Fans having a good time here. Nice crowd.
Well, as you mentioned, it's Parents' Night here at the field house. And after the timeout, Lauren Perro will take to the service line for the Knights. Irondale 2 points away from evening this contest with a second set victory. Gonzalez attacks, she gets a kill. And the Cardinals continue to battle.
Yeah, anytime you get a chip in the chair, you get an opportunity. And Coon Rapids now down by 6 with the serve. We saw him go on a little bit of a run earlier. Now an opportunity to try and achieve that here again.
Allison Yang serving. Nice set to Damero. She gets the kill. And it's set point.
Damero with the serve for Irondale. Set point.
Haig passes. And that was misplayed by Schmitz. And we are even at a set apiece. Irondale winning the second 25-17. We'll take a break. You're watching Girls High School Volleyball live on CTN.
Passing gas in the presence of others is not only inappropriate,
That is so foul.
it can be deadly. Passing gas releases a fog of carbon monoxide
Grandpa.
and other poisonous fumes that can contribute to asthma and pneumonia.
You're killing us over here.
Kids shouldn't be exposed to secondhand smoke. Don't pass gas. Take it outside.
They came from every corner of the country, from small towns and big cities. But they all shared one thing in common. They belonged to a family called Marines, a tough and determined few dedicated to protecting everything we hold sacred. And still, they come. Celebrate the history of those proud few who have earned the title Marine.
What's that? Check it out, Dave. What do you got there, Dave?
Looks like someone's thunder thighs.
They must have lost them playing in the snow with their kids. Let's get back to work.
Back at the Roger E. Carlson Fieldhouse. One-one after 2 sets here between Coon Rapids and Irondale. A relatively convincing victory in the first, with the Cardinals getting a big lead and staying with it. Irondale doing nearly the same on the flip side.
Well, these are 2 squads that want that first conference win. Obviously, one of them will go home with it. As you mentioned, look like the Cardinals were going to come out here and dominate, certainly in that first set. But give credit to Irondale. They did a good job turning things around and grabbing that second set to even things up.
Knights will start with the serve here in the third. Shannon O'Rourke puts it in play. Haig there to receive it. Haig will attack, and she'll find the floor. That's her 13th.
Well,
unofficially, of course.
We'll see what momentum means here. The Cardinals had it in set 1, and now Irondale grabbed it in set 2. We'll see if they can carry on the momentum if Coon Rapids come back and retake the lead.
Maria Hennon will check back in to take to the service line for Coon Rapids. It's the first time Coon Rapids has won the first point of any set. A little miscommunication there. A great kill to the corner for Jessica Haig.
Yeah, she placed that one perfectly. No opportunity for any Knight player to get to it. I mean, to watch it, just great authority here as she's going to pound it towards that back line.
Cha picks that one up. Pushed over by Shannon O'Rourke, and nobody there to receive for Coon Rapids.
Miscommunication, and that got Coach Arcand off his chair.
Well, if you expect to or hope to be victorious, you can't give up that point. Haig attacking and gets another one.
And got just enough on that to push it to the floor where the Knight player couldn't reach it. Kelly Lawrence back in for Coon Rapids. Again, just a nice job of keeping that one low to the floor.
Osowski plays it over. Haig attacking, picked up by Brannon. The attack in the middle for Damerow. Haig attacking again, is saved by Cha. Damerow again, this time gets it through the block attempt of Hinsey. And it's a point for Irondale.
I'll make it 3-2 in favor of the Cardinals.
Set for Haig, punches it over. Picked up, and the Knights touch the net. Haig serving with a 4-2 lead. And she'll get the ace. There's a little miscommunication by the backline players for Irondale.
That'll push the Cardinals to that 3-point lead at 5-2 here early in set 3.
Nice save by O'Rourke. Played over by Shannon O'Rourke. Incy didn't get quite high enough. Lauren Perrell in. She'll head to the service line for Irondale. Set for Gonzala. Carr will send it over. Set and a little punch over the defense for Kelly Lawrence.
Sometimes you don't need that the authority or the velocity on a kill. Sometimes you can just use your ability to put it up and over a player at the net and watch it drop to the floor behind them.
That'll be an ace for Allison Yang. Ooh, and a little too much on it.
Smartly, the Knight players watched that one go long, making sure that they didn't go for it. They knew coming off the bat that thing was going to go long.
Damero's serve picked up by Haig. She attacks from midcourt. Rolled up on Michelle O'Rourke a little bit. Played over by Mers. Gonzalo bounces it off the top of the tape. Damero picks it up. Played over by Perrell. Pushed over by Britton, and she finds the floor.
No, smart play by Britton at the net. Saw that hold in the defense and just softly pushed that one back over the top. 8-4 Coon Rapids.
Good court awareness, knowing where the defense is.
Exactly, caught him off guard.
Yost returns to the Cardinals. Single serve.
Tia Yost checks in and will serve. Picked up by Panavon. Attacked by Gonzala. Pushed over. Haig there to save it. A little too tight to the net, and Yost can't take it out.
Yeah, just a little bit too much on that. Pretty tough opportunity for Coon Rapids to try and push that one over at that point. Now 8-5 in favor of the Cardinals.
Kashia Cha checks back in. She'll have the service for Irondale. And she'll get the ace.
Just a misplay.
Cut the lead to 2.
Yeah, misplay there by the Cardinals.
A little sloppy on the passing for Coon Rapids, and their lead down to 1. Gonzalez attack picked up by Cha. Here's Michelle O'Rourke. She fires long.
Again, good attempt to go to that back line by the Knights, but too much on it. He tried to fire that to the back middle.
Gonzala serve. Cha can't quite save it. That'll be an ace, her third of the evening. Coon Rapids into double digits now with a 3-point lead at 10-7. Bonavong plays it. Perrell passes over. Set's going to go to Haig left side. Cardinals like to be in that rotation, but she was a little too wide, and she put it outside the stick. Shannon O'Rourke will serve as Osowski checks back in for Irondale. Great serve by Shannon O'Rourke.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful serve by O'Rourke. She's just keeping her teams close. Now just trailing by 1, 10-9.
Haig attacking. Cha is there. Set for Michelle O'Rourke. Cardinals had to carry. That one rolled up on Britton a little bit.
Yeah, now we're tied.
We're back to tied at 10-10. Diving save by Yost, but the Cardinals can't return. Kill in the middle for Mers.
And that'll give the Knights the lead by 1 now at 11-10.
That shot by Osowski is out the near side.
Oh,
so we're tied again.
Yeah, as quickly as Irondale grabs that 1-point lead, Coon Rapids able to tie it back up.
Race to 10, win by 2. 11-all here in this third set. Winner gets that big 2-1 edge. Hague attacking, blocked, but out. Hague will get the kill. Cardinals will take the lead again at 12-11.
Again, Irondale did a good job at least timing that kill, but not able to keep it in bounds. So they obviously tried to block that one. Smart play by the Knights there, just to push that ball softly over the net. Cardinals did it to him earlier. We're tied at 12.
Olivia Brandon will serve. Rourke had to hustle, stuff back in her face. The Cardinals get the point.
Again, nice timing by Hinsey as she's able to tap that one back over the net. Good job up front by Hinsey. Nice block there.
Played over by Michelle O'Rourke. Set goes back to Britton. Her attack picked up by Shannon O'Rourke. Here's Michelle on the attack. Britton able to keep it up. Played over by Boyum. Cha diving save. Damerow sends it over for the Knights. Attack set up for Hague. She's blocked. Cardinals able to pick it up. Played over by Wellner. Excuse me, Lawrence. Lawrence sets. Hinsey pokes it over and gets the kill.
Hinsey just timed it correctly as the Irondale front line tried to block that one, but got him coming down.
Always nice on those longer volleys to have that point go your way. As much as every point helps gain momentum, I think those longer point wins gain even more. Hague on the attack gets another.
Yeah, that was a pretty kill by Jessica Hague. She's able to bring the lead back to 3 for the Cardinals, 15-12.
Sydney Carr checking back in for the Knights. Britton continuing to serve, now a 3-point lead. Attack by Damerow is out.
Little run here for Coon Rapids trying to extend this lead.
4 points equals their biggest lead of the night. Make it 5 on the ace for Allison Yang.
That was Carly Britton.
That's what I meant. Attack by Osowski is well past the end line. It's a 6-point lead. Damerow attacking. Hague is there. She'll get the attack set up. Softly over the defense. A diving attempt by Shannon O'Rourke is unsuccessful. And it It's a 19-12 lead for the home squad.
Yeah, Cardinals certainly on a run here, as Irondale's going to call time here, trailing 19-12. They'll take a minute to talk about it. Cardinals have to feel pretty good here, up 19-12 here in set 3. And a good job of just that soft little poke over the net.
Yund officially 18 points.
We talked about liking us on Facebook. If you didn't hear us the first time, listen to us this time. Go find us on Facebook. You like us. That's an order from Shapiro.
If they already turned on the classic rock jams before the last time we asked them to like us,
That's
they're
right.
for sure not listening now.
All they got to do is see that logo right there on the screen.
What? CTN's on Facebook.
Are you kidding me? They're everywhere.
James Magnuson also gets a shout out.
Yep, there he is. He's coming sitting right next to us.
Well, it's the largest lead for either squad here in this third set. Coon Rapids leading 19-12. Carly Britton continuing to serve. Set up Damerow on their left side, and she puts it perfectly to the back line.
Timeout worked well for the Knights, able to call time, talk about things, and again, did a nice job of a little more elevation on the set. Better opportunity for the kill.
Third timeout of the match for Irondale. They have scored the first point out of that timeout each time. Nice save, and O'Rourke able to play it over. Punched over by Hinsey. Knights able to recover. Britton pushes it to the back line. Picked up there by Brannon. The attack in the middle by Damerow, managed by the Cardinals. Osaski's attack is going to score the point and cut that lead to 5.
Yeah, again, Cardinals trying to return that, just pushed that a little too far back towards their own back end. Being not able to get to it.
O'Rourke serve hits the top of the net and won't make it over. It's 20-14.
I'll make it 2014. Opportunity for Jessica Haig now here to serve for the Cardinals.
Poked over at the net. The Cardinals able to keep it up. Played over by Lawrence. Michelle O'Rourke punches it over. Yang is there. Punched over by Hinsey. Carr there to save. She'll get the attack. Yang near the back line. Gonzala blocked. And a big stuff on the right side of the defense for the Knights.
Big points for the Knights. I think that play previous was going out. But then just a good job timing on the block, getting the point for the Knights, trailing 20-15.
Timeout called before the serve.
It was a timeout. I never beckoned for serve. Got awful quiet here in this timeout. Cardinals holding to that 5-point lead. Knights have service, trying to keep it close. As you mentioned,
Cardinals 2 timeouts thus far. They're 1-1 on points after timeout.
Amateur photographer.
Just an interesting statistic that I thought you might like.
You know, any kind of statistic that
there
you
he is, James
spew
Magnuson.
for. Yeah, there he is.
On camera.
Nice. And Joe Young's forehead.
Well,
it was.
That'll steal the show. That's a big monster right there.
It's like an eclipse.
We can show movies on that bad boy.
It's like an eclipse.
Total eclipse of my forehead.
Of your forehead.
There it is.
Wow, look at that. Oh, look at that throwback. What's with my hair?
How old.
It's a little Mel Kiper looking.
Look at how it is. Look at how round my face was. I wonder who those Cardinal athletes are in that graphic. Maybe Henning can tell us. Hey. Oh. Tag. for Allie Lawrence, and the timeout pays off Coon Rapids.
They're doing some heavy research back in the truck to find out what year that actually was from.
Well, I'm going to go with 2003.
Yeah, I was going to say something close to that.
Tipped over by Dameron, and the Cardinals can't recover. It's 21-16.
Well, Cardinals just trying to get over that hump and get this second game in their pocket.
Leah Dameron. Serve picked up by Yang. Hegg from backcourt, too long.
2002, apparently, Joe. That was from that year. That was a good year. It's a good year, 2002.
It was a very good year. This is the year my son was born.
See, I told you it was a good year.
Yeah.
Young Mr. Young.
Gonzalez attack picked up by O'Rourke, played over by Shannon O'Rourke. Setting up for Lawrence. Knight's able to recover. Hegg from midcourt. Played back over by Dameron. Set for Gonzalez. Tips it over the block attempt. Saved there by the Knights.
That's too many.
That's 4 touches.
You can't do 4. They frown upon that.
You can, but they typically blow the whistle.
Yeah, they do. They don't like that.
Lead down to 3. Long pass, tried to push back by Carr, and then misplay by Lawrence. And it's 21-19 now.
Give the Knights credit, doing a good job of closing the gap here.
Schmidt's carried, and the lead down to 1. Weak pass over, pushed back by Mers. Attacked by Gonzalez, picked up by Carr. Carr will attack left side, too long. And Coon Rapids maintains that lead. Now just 3 points from going up 2-1.
Well, smartly, Yang lets that one go.
They're going to discuss this one, whether someone touched it up at the net. And it does get very quiet
And
here at times.
The decision is?
Survey says.
The password is. Let's see if we can see anybody touch the net here. It's super slow-mo, super CTN slow-mo.
Not even close.
No.
I heard him saying something about blocking near the back line isn't that illegal, but I'm not sure what it was. Didn't catch the full thing with the headphones on. Gonzalez attacking. And she will get the kill.
That big point for Coon Rapids now, 23-20. 2 away from capturing set 3.
Yo's serve picked up by Carr. Michelle O'Rourke pushes it over. Pushed across by Peril. Gonzalez attacking the other way. She's going to get another kill, and it'll be set point Coon Rapids.
Point. Set point.
Pushed over by Mers. Gonzalez attacking again, this time too long. And the Knights still alive here in the 3rd set. Carr will get an ace.
Yeah, a tough one there.
Served it right at Jessica Hegg.
Not much you could do with it. Carr's just looking for that one elusive point. There
Carr
it is.
mishits, and that is set 3. Victory for Coon Rapids They will take that crucial 2-1 lead as we head to the fourth. We'll be back with more from Roderick Carlson. You're watching live girls high school volleyball on CTN.
For a gun crime, and your family serves a sentence with you.
Let's play a game. Let's pretend you own an apartment building and I want to rent from you. I make a good salary, have a good credit history. Would you rent your place to me? How about now? Do you still like me? What if I have an accent or a disability? What if I'm a single parent? Would you steer me away? Would you close the door? Would you?
The Fair Housing Act protects your right to live where you want. If you think you've been discriminated against, call us.
Once they've outgrown their toddler seat, they're still not ready for adult safety belts alone. 4'9" is the magic number. Until then, kids need a booster seat. Make sure your little pumpkin gets there safely. Visit boosterseat.gov.
Back at Roderick Carlson Fieldhouse, there you see a seesaw battle so far. Coon Rapids up 2 sets to 1, 25-12, 17-25, and then 25-22. They're using the same formula they have since the first set. When you can get Jessica Hegg set up on that left side, it definitely pays off. And then you catch the defense snapping because they're prepared for number 5, and Carly Britton takes advantage. But credit also to Irondale for coming back late in that third set and making it interesting at the end.
Yeah, you know, again, they did make it interesting here, and interesting. This side to our left has been the games won has been this side to the left. So we'll see here if it continues for Irondale, if they can tie this thing up.
That is an interesting. Howie Shapiro, nice job.
Thanks.
Coming up with that.
Yeah, it wasn't that difficult. I just had to pay attention a little bit. Nonetheless, we'll see if this side has a little magic for whichever team plays on it. Cardinals certainly would like to capture this fourth set and close it out and get that first conference win of the season.
Well, certainly less pressure on the team that takes that third set victory, knowing that they need to win just one of the remaining 2. But
yep. Still got to win them first.
Never does a team have a 2-1 lead and want to go to a 5th set.
No, definitely not. That would not be ideal.
Hannah Gonzala will start at the service line here in the fourth. Gonzala's serve picked up by Cha. Nice save on the far side by Gonzala. Britton punches it over. Fonavong is there. Michelle O'Rourke is blocked, but able to punch it back over. Britton keeps it up. Hegg didn't get a lot on it. Cardinals able to get the block at the net. The attack by O'Rourke.
Really good net play for Coon Rapids that time to get the first point of set 4.
They got the first point of set 3, and they got the win. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Gonzala served, and Hegg thought that was going to be a finisher, but not so much. She'll get another attempt. Knights able to save it again, passed over by Shannon O'Rourke. Set again to Haig on the left side. O'Rourke able to save it momentarily, but Haig will get the kill.
Again, good, strong net play for Coon Rapids. Gets their first 2 points here.
And getting a big lead early is so huge in any set, but especially when it's an elimination match.
Oh, absolutely.
Cardinals touch the net. Oh, no.
No, that was a
Knights
Cardinal
did.
point. Yep, that was Cardinal point.
Weak pass back, but it found a hole in the defense and ends the streak at 3-1.
Schweitzer had an opportunity at that point, just not able to tap it back. It was a relatively fast return coming back, but it was the ball put up right in the center of the net, not able to poke it back across.
Shannon O'Rourke serving for the Knights. Nice save by Boyum. Haig attack, passed right back over. Britton is there. They'll set it back to her. Picked up by Flynn. Shaw sends it over. Yang is there. Haig attacking left side, and she'll get another kill. Unofficially, that's number 20 on the night.
That's impressive. 4-1 Coon Rapids here. Takes this early lead with the 2-1 advantage in sets.
Hennon serving for the Cardinals. Hennon there to save it. Played over by Yost. Set for Flynn. Her attack partially blocked. Cardinals able to pick it up. Haig attacks. That one's up in the rafters. And Irondale trying to save it. Fonavong able to do so. Pushed over by Hinsey. Haig punches it over. Nice diving save by the Knights. Haig attacking to the back corner, and Cha can't handle it.
Yeah, just a misplay by Cha gives Coon Rapids their 5th point.
And again, a nice long
well
volley.
Yep.
And Coon Rapids finally comes away with it. Attack by Mers, turned away by the Cardinals. Britton attacks, picked up by Irondale, and Flynn able to find the far corner.
Yeah, Flynn did a nice job of touching the white. A couple of substitutions, 1 for each squad. 5-2 lead in favor of Coon Rapids.
Olivia Brannon serving, and Haig played it right back to the net. And guess that's got to be an ace for Brannon. And she gives the point right back.
The thing is, just limit the opportunities from the service by your opponent. Get that point back and get it back in your favor.
Megan Wellner on the floor for Coon Rapids as Britton serves. Cha is there. Pushed over by Brannon. That one misjudged a little bit by Haig and allowed herself to be blocked.
Well, it looked like
but a net violation by Irondale will give Coon Rapids the point anyhow.
They're fortunate, too, because it looked like Hinsey, too, also went up for that one. A little miscommunication on who was actually going to hit that.
Flynn from the middle, just too far. Coon Rapids with a 5-point lead now. Cardinals trying to close it out. Would be their first conference victory of the season. against brand new conference opponent Irondale. Damerow attacking. Boyum there to pick it up. Haig will pass it over. Picked up by Brandon. The attack by Damerow, partially blocked. Nice attempt by Incy at the line, but she can't keep it up. Damerow gets the kill.
Yeah, she tried to go low for that one and push it back to a teammate. You see, again, just a good job of blocking. Came back on her side. Tried to get another piece of it.
Allison Osowski checks in and serves it up. Haig is there. Set will come back to her. She passes it over. Picked up by Brandon. Carr sends it down the line for the score.
Yeah, look, coming off her hand, it wasn't going to be a winner, but nice job of putting it to where the Cardinal defense was not.
Osowski serving again. Haig picks it up. Britton sets to Hincy in the middle, and she puts it in the middle of the defense.
Hincy, again, just able to find the soft spot on the floor. You see that line, and just up and over that front line for the point.
Coon Rapids leading 9-5. What a way to make a living. And a serve right to the sideline for the ace for Jessica Haig.
Yeah, that was a nice serve by Haig. Puts him at 10-5 now. Trying to control set 4 here.
Brandon had to go low to pick that one up. Osowski plays it over. Tipped over by Gonzala. Knight's able to save it. The Cardinals can't do the same.
Nice, just push it to that middle part of the soft middle part of the floor. Get the point. 10-6 now, favor Coon Rapids.
Lauren Perrell serving. And too far. Maddie Schweitzer checks in. Allison Yang takes over at the service line. And gives the point in the service back to Irondale.
Again, that service into the net. A little momentum there for Coon Rapids, just thwarted by that.
Damerow serving. Gonzala picks it up. She'll get the set back left side. Partially blocked, picked up by Damerow. The set goes to Carr on the Irondale left side. And she found it down the line again for the kill.
Yeah, again, just a good job of finding that white stripe for the point. Irondale obviously wants to keep it. Yep. Keep it close
Damerow
here.
Will add an ace. And the Coon Rapids lead is down to 2. Gonzala picks it up near back line, attacking for midcourt is Haig. Damerow there to pick it up. Set is a little too deep to the net, and the Cardinals will get the point back and maintain that lead.
Yeah, Coon Rapids
12-9.
Joe, Coon Rapids needed that point. Obviously, the Knights cutting back into that lead, and gets them an opportunity at 12-9 with the service back.
Serve picked up by Vonavong, played over by Shannon O'Rourke. Gonzala attacking, she got under to the net. Tried to put a little too much on that one. Carr's serve, long pass by Hagen, close to the net. And there's nothing Yost could do. Knights back within 1 at 12-11. We're gonna bring in Ramona Tran.
Tron back in for Cardinals.
Long pass. And a good job taking advantage by Grace Mruz in the middle. We're tied at 12.
Yeah, that return put directly where the Knights are able to pound it to the floor.
Coon Rapids led by 5. In this fourth set, misplayed, and now Irondale will take its first lead here in the fourth. Trying to stay alive and force a game 5. Another long, weak pass put back over by Osowski, but the Cardinals able to recover. Britton punches it over. Save in close by Mers. Played back over by Mers. Set a little too far. Pushed back over. Cardinals will get another attempt, but it's into the net by Schweitzer.
And Coach Arcan's going to call a timeout here. And a good one, because as you mentioned, had that 5-point lead, did the Cardinals, but the Knights certainly do not want their evening to end here. Looking to push it to a 5th and deciding set. 14-12 in favor of Irondale. The 2002 version of Sports Night back on your screen.
Okay, so we determined that it is 2002. I was fat. You had Mel Kiper hair.
I had Mel Kiper hair.
My forehead may have been a little smaller. My hair was definitely a little
No,
bigger.
I think your hairline was a little closer to your...
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
My forehead was
a little bit small because of your hairline.
Because of the hairline.
I got you.
But the big question is, name
who are the
any
athletes?
of those Coon Rapids athletes.
I don't know that I...
Adam Gronlund, we're getting on the left. I suppose it would almost... A.C. Matthews on the right.
And
wow.
who's in the middle?
2002? It could very well be Adam Gronlund, I suppose. Because I think he was...
35, wasn't he?
Well, he's not quite 35 yet.
No, humor. Humor.
But yeah, I think
Number 9.
if we made it in 2002, it's possible he's the only goalie that we had seen.
Yep.
Because we saw, what, the 97, 98, 98, 99.
2002. Yeah, well, I don't know.
2000, 2001. So if that was made before the hockey season of... Well, I suppose it wouldn't have been before the hockey season of 01-02, though.
Well, if Adam's
so
watching,
we may have seen someone
I'm sure he
else.
is.
Oh, yeah, he's a constant here. Pushed over by Schweitzer. Attack coming back the other way. Successful for Mers. And the lead grows to 15-12 in favor of Irondale.
Yost coming back in for Coon Rapids. So the Knights try and continue their run here.
Sidney Carr's serve ran up a little bit on Hegg, played over by Yost. Carr able to pick it up. Set going for Osowski. She fires long.
And the Cardinals needed that. They get the point, get the service back. Makes it 15-13.
Well, it looked early on like Coon Rapids may be able to control this fourth set and try and get this victory and sew it up in 4. But now trailing as we reach the midway point. Hannah Gonzala on the serve, trailing by 2. Picked up by Cha. Punched over by O'Rourke. Hegg saved it. Hegg attacking and scoring. No,
a little too long. Yeah, good. Certainly a good thought for that far corner. Emily Boyum in for Coon Rapids.
Bailey Flynn on the floor for Irondale, and that's a service ace for Shannon O'Rourke. Hegg attacking, picked up by Cha. Osowski coming back the other way. Punched back over with the left hand by Yost. In the middle, a nice block by Schweitzer, and it's not coming back over.
Yeah, good effort for the Cardinals that time. Currently needing that point, trailing by 3, and now back into the ball game, to the match with
big
service.
Big defensive play by Maddie Schweitzer.
Yep.
Nice diving save by Britton, played over. Cha is there. Osowski attacking the other way. Henning got it. Boyum scrambles for it. Hagg's not going to be able to recover. Osowski will get the kill.
That'll make it 18-14 in favor of the Knights.
Olivia Brannon checks in and takes over at the service line. Her team up 4 here in the 4th. And a missed serve.
Yeah, and that's a big missed serve for Irondale. Obviously giving Coon Rapids the point, but the service back.
Wellner checks in. Britton will serve for Coon Rapids. Played over by Brannon. Hagg attacking left side, partially blocked.
That's too bad. I don't know.
Wellner went up for that just to keep it on that side. I don't know that it was coming over, though.
No, I don't think it was.
And Wellner catches a piece of the net. Point Irondale. Osowski's serve. Hagg's attack. And Hagg's kill.
Push it back to a 3-point lead again for the Knights. Jessica Haig with the serve.
Hagg's serve picked up by Brandon. Played over by Flynn. Haig is there. Britton just tips it over, and she catches Irondale sleeping.
Yeah, smart play. 19-17. It's a good year. I was 5.
Hagg's serve picked up again by Brannon. Played over by Damerow. A diving save off the top of the tape. Good play by Hinsey. Osowski plays it over. Hagg dives to save it. Gonzala will attack. And Gonzala, oh, that was played. I thought that one was going to go off. Gonzala punches it over with the left hand. Gonzala attacking again. Flynn able to recover. She attacks. She's blocked. And finally, this point comes to an end.
All right, well-earned point. That was a tough one. Cardinals able to struggle through and hold out for that. Get a nice dig there.
1. Short set, Damerow kill.
A big point for Irondale. Gets that now 2-point lead back at 2018 plus the service.
Yeah, nearly saw that 4-point lead they had totally evaporate had they not won that last point. Played over by Hinsey, the short set to Damerow, and she misses the back corner. And it's back to a 1-point set.
Well, again, a good thought by Damerow, trying to kill that to that far corner and not give Coon Rapids an opportunity.
Yang serve picked up by Osowski. Attacked by Damerow, right back over by Wellner. They tipped it over, and it finds the floor. Off the hands of Lauren Perrell.
Again, smart play by the Knights. The little push over the net. Gives them their 21st point here in set 4.
Cardinals able to pass that one back over. Picked up by Murs. She'll get the attack in the middle. Just redirects it to the floor. And it's 22-19.
Yeah, heads up play. Murs.
I don't know how that was not a carry. The Cardinals coaching staff certainly thought so.
Yeah, it looked that way to me.
The Cardinals will get the kill in the middle on the redirect by Britton. Tia Yost serving for the Cardinals, trailing by 2 here. Looking for a late rally to close this match victory out. A misplay at the net by Shannon O'Rourke will get him 1 point closer.
Point.
That one rolled up on Damero a little bit, pushed over by O'Rourke. Pushed over by Gonzalo, they can't return it. And I've got an idea, Howie. Let's play best of 3, win by 2. Because that's what we have here in the 4th set. Coon Rapids led by 5 early. Irondale led by 4 late. But it comes down to this, all tied 22-all, and the serve by Britton is long.
Yeah, tough time to push one out on your service at this point in the set.
Sydney Carr's serve picked up by Yang. The set goes to Gonzala. Her attack picked up by Carr. Pass back over. Set for Britton. Her attack stopped up. Osowski played it over and the Nets touched the line. How about we play best of 2, win by 2. If Coon Rapids wins the point, it will be match point. If the Knights win, it will be a set point. Attack in the middle and to the floor for Grace Mruz. And they will have set point, trying to force a 5th and final 5th timeout, Coon Rapids.
Yeah, Cardinals gonna talk about things here. We're trailing by a point, as you mentioned, the set point for Irondale with service, an opportunity to push it to 5. And the Knights are going to see if they can close this one out and push it to that 5th and final deciding set.
It will be Shannon O'Rourke serving with set point. Britton will pass it over. Picked up by Damero. Set to Mruz. She finds the floor, and we're going to the 5th. It looked early in that 4th set like Coon Rapids might be able to cruise away, but credit Irondale, a great comeback, and finishing with a 25-23 win. We'll take a break. We'll be back with the 5th and final set. You're watching Girls High School Volleyball live on CTN.
There's something very, very important about preserving these wild places. Whether we're hunters, fishermen, or school teachers, whether we're carpenters, no matter what we do in life, there's a nourishment to be gained from spending time in wild places. It is absolutely imperative, I think, that wilderness areas and wild areas all over the world are preserved for ourselves and for our children and for our children's children. Join me in the campaign to protect Minnesota's wilderness, because when our wild places are gone, they're gone forever.
AIDS has killed more children worldwide than there are in all the grade schools in New York, Chicago, Los Angeles, Washington, Atlanta, and Miami combined. The time to do something is now.
No, I understand we're late, but things have been a little hard. We're really trying. Well, my husband has a second job. Well, no, I know that, but we're trying really hard, and it's just that, yes, I know. Well, yes. I understand it's a final notice.
Back at the Roger E. Carlson Fieldhouse, the seesaw continues to move. Coon Rapids wins the first, 25-12. Irondale comes back with a 25-17 win. Coon Rapids goes up 2-1 with the 25-22 third. But the Knights able to come back and win 25-23 in the fourth to force a fifth and final.
Yeah,
and it looked early like Coon Rapids had it.
Well, I think they jumped out to a 5-point lead at one point, but it was seesaw back and forth. Now this final fifth, the first one to 15 to win by 2 will capture their first conference victory. There you look at the final, the stats through 4. 40 kills for the Cardinals, 11 aces. They hold a slim lead in that category. But the 40 versus 29 kills in favor of the Cardinals lead handily there. Also 5 blocks for Coon Rapids. In comparison to just the 1 for the Knights.
First to 15 in the fifth and final. Irondale starts with a serve. O'Rourke serve picked up by Boyum. Haig attacking, partially blocked. Weak pass back, and Haig a great play at the net to make sure it stays on the Knights side.
Yeah, and again, just timing her jump correctly in order to tap that one back over.
Maria Headed in the serve for the Cardinals.
And a good job. Watch the timing of Haig at the net.
And that'll be an ace for Hennon as it was misplayed a little bit by Carr.
Well, again, and in this one, you jump out to an early lead. Again, only playing to 15. Big advantage.
Haig attacks and kills. 3-0 Cardinals.
I believe in that JV game, the Cardinals won that fourth set to put it into the fifth, and then Irondale came back to win the fifth. This time Irondale wins the fourth to put it in the fifth. We'll see how this one turns out.
Fonavong near the back line, and this one's passed over by Osowski. Get right to the soft spot of the defense. Knights able to score their first point here in the fifth. Chow returns to the match, takes over at the service line for Irondale. Attacked by Britton. Pass back near the net. Osowski waits, attacks. And Boyum able to pass this one back into play. Chow near the sideline has to play it. Damerow plays it back over. Haig pushes it. Long set to Osowski. She's blocked on the far side, and the Knights can't recover. Boyum and Incy on the far side providing the defense. Megan Wellner returns, gives Tia Yost a break.
And the Cardinals jump to this 4-1 lead with serve.
That attack is wide for Peril.
Now, and we'll see if the Cardinals continue to gain points here. We'll see how quickly Irondale is going to call timeout.
Hegg able to keep that up, but the Cardinals unable to play it back over. Kind of a weird one. They don't all have to be powerful.
Just got to fall on the other side.
Just in the right place.
Yep.
Hincie's attack is on the line.
A big point there again. This is the lead 6-2. Get your service back. Yeah, nice job by Hincie there just to find the strike.
Tapped over by Britton, passed right back by the Knights, and a weak play. Wellner, nice strong play at the net that time. Pushed over by Britton. Osowski pokes it over. Hincie attacking. She's going to get another kill. The Cardinals lead is 5 at 7-2. I think that one was going out. Instead, it'll be a Jessica Hegg ace. Young officially 5 of those as well.
Well, played right into Allison Osowski.
And another one right at Osowski's feet.
And Irondale's going to call timeout here, now trailing 9-2. And Coach Rodefeld needs to talk about things here. He doesn't want to see the squad fall too much further behind. It's going to make it very difficult. As you remember, the fifth set's played only to 15. It's just a strong serve by Hegg.
Well, the one before was of similar velocity, but a bit higher, and it caught Osowski right in the chest, and I think had she been able to avoid it, it may have been long. Next one, again, a good hard serve, but right at Osowski's feet. Nothing she can do with it. Back-to-back aces have the Cardinals with a 7-point lead here, just 6 points away from their first conference victory of the 2014 season.
Talked about Parents' Night here. Nice crowd. Roger E. Carlson.
Coach Rodefeld hoping he could disrupt the role of Jessica Hegg. Here comes the service. Picked up by Osowski. Attack in the middle. Big stuff by Hincie.
Boy, Hincie's been a force here in this 5th game. Doing a nice job plugging up that middle.
It was set up well for Damerow, but Hincie was there to absolutely deny her. That one a little weak. Gonzala gets the kill. Carr attacking, got the top of the tape. And it's a 10-point lead for Coon Rapids, just 3 points away from the win. A tap back by Gonzala. Another kill, and it's 13-12.
Again, it's that soft return right at the net. Cardinals take advantage of it and poke it home. You can see it there, just a good job of getting that point.
Another strong play by Gonzala. Damerow keeps him alive on the attack, and Yang can't control it.
Yeah, not much Yang could do on that one. But a strong lead for Coon Rapids, 13-3 here. As we talked about, 1st to 15, goes home a winner.
Barrow serving, picked up by Gonzala, tipped over by Britton. Knights touch the line, and it'll be match point.
Match point.
Allison Yang at the service line, trying to close out the victory for Coon Rapids. There's so many rules about how
Yeah,
they have
how
to
they have to check
walk
out.
when
Yep.
they substitute. Yang. And she's going to get the ace. This one's over. The Cardinals have won.
And they do get their first victory in conference. And that's a big one for Coon Rapids. They win it in 5. They destroyed the Knights here in the 5th and final. And Joe Young, this is a nice win for the Cards.
It is a huge win for the Cards. You know, and they really just came out and took care of business in that third.
They
or
did.
Fifth.
Their 5th, you mean? Yeah, they did. They did, and they left nothing to chance there. They just they did a good job. So we want this. We want this win. We want to go home with our first conference victory, and they have.
And that's got to be a good feeling for Coach Arcand and his girls. But celebrate it, enjoy it tonight, and get back to work. We will get back to work on Friday night. It's homecoming at the complex as the Cardinals host the 3-1 Park Center Pirates. Pirates coming off of their first loss, that to undefeated Elk River, and but scoring well. And a dangerous passing game. It should be an interesting one as the Cardinals look for their first victory. We'll see swimming and diving next Tuesday live from Northdale Middle School Pool. That is on Tuesday live at 6 p.m. And then we'll be on the road that Friday for football at Centennial. But that is going to do it for this edition of CTN Sports. Again, it's a Cardinals victory as they beat the Irondale Knights 25-12, 17-25, 25-22, 23-25, and finally 15-3. I want to thank everybody out there joining us and continue to support everything we do here at CTN. For the entire crew, including the one and only Howie Shapiro, I'm Joe Young saying goodnight.